What's in a word? Why does it matter whether we call someone who breaks the law to enter the country an illegal alien or an undocumented immigrant? What's the
Pause.
difference between a Christmas? Without words, we have chaos. And it starts with the first words.
You know, right there, right away. We get one sentence into it, and it's like, yeah, he's already saying what's the difference between illegal. He's already pointing at the Mexicans, you know.
Like, what sort of fucking comparison is that? Oh,
Yeah.
I can swear, I hope.
There's got to be a reason to be using that comparison right away, right?
It's like a false fucking correlation, basically. Like he's connecting two things that are not like they're related, but not the same.
Yeah. You can hear everything all right then? When I'm playing it?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, yeah.
We'll keep on going here. We'll go to the. I'm sure we'll get 2 more sentences and we'll be talking again.
Without words, we have chaos. And it starts with the first words. A baby says mom to distinguish mommy from daddy. Words shape how we think. They color how we view the world. No one understands this better than the left. They are the...
Hold it.
See, at least you pause yourself quicker than you pause for me.
He's already blaming. He's already putting a label or blaming somebody. So yeah. All right.
Masters.
And yeah.
That words matter. The left has a special gift for euphemism. It doesn't matter whether we call someone who breaks the law to enter the country an illegal alien or an undocumented.
I want to go back on that because
an illegal alien or an undocumented immigrant. What's the difference between a Christmas tree and a holiday tree?
Gee, there's more.
Yeah.
First he went for the immigrants, now he's to Christmas trees. There's a correlation here already, I think.
Wait, wasn't it the left that's meant? So he's implying the left has the war on Christmas. Is this correct?
I would say that he's getting there, or he's at least hinting at it, right? You know, some sort of a semantic thing. He's talking about semantics, so he understands the semantic game. I would say he's probably using it nefariously right now.
Yep.
It's just semantics, right? Yes and no. It is just semantics, but semantics means the meaning of words. Words exist so that we might discriminate one thing from another. Without words, we have chaos. And it starts...
Stop. Can we find, is that technically discriminate or differentiate?
Yeah, discriminate is kind of a different...
Is that a specific... Because it might be one or the other, but is he using that word specifically to lead the audience into thinking of into a certain way? Like, is that a dog whistle word that is?
Yeah, discriminate kind of. What does he mean? You know? Yeah, it's. I'll have to look that. I have to look up discriminate and kind of look at that more, because there must be a different definition to it. That doesn't sound right the way you use that.
It might, because we colloquially use discriminate to mean something negative. Realistically, it is not, obviously, but because it is colloquially known as something negative, he is specifically using that word to connotate something negative to the audience, so that is the way they lead. You know, that is the way he's leading the audience on.
Yeah, there's definitely word games going on here. I'm not sure what that. Yeah, you know what? I want to read that one more time.
Writing it.
I want to hear that one more time.
Yeah.
And it starts with the first words. A baby says mom to distinguish mommy from another. Without words, we have chaos. And it starts with the first. Might discriminate one thing from another. Without words, we have chaos. And it starts with the first words. A baby says mom to distinguish mommy from daddy. Words
distinguish
how we think. They color how we view the world. No one understands this better than the left. They are the
I just love that.
masters of words because they know that words matter.
Okay.
The left has a special.
The left are the master.
And now, okay, like let's just
The
point
evil-
out how many
evil-
times they have used the terms the left, the left, the left have, the left is, the left does.
Oh man, it's
You know,
wow,
that choice of word is very intentional.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's trying to. Yeah. It's amazing. It's so blatantly obvious. I don't know how he can even not think it isn't.
Well,
But it's. You know what?
That's as I said, it's the way it is written intentionally, because it is. It's the same as what the left and the right do things like this, and they will use specific terms that will connotate one thing to one party but another thing to another, and it is used to divide the two apart.
I'm trying to think of if the left use that kind of tactics or whatever in politics.
They do, but in a different way.
Yeah,
they don't. They don't do it. Excuse me. They don't do it necessarily in an overtly nastier like kind of way, but it is in a way that is still divisive. It is still in a more demeaning.
I get you now. Yeah. I see that.
It's not everybody, and it's both left or right. It's not everybody. It's something that is now endemic because of this sort of propaganda that is being pushed by both sides, and the misunderstanding of what real news, real studies, real facts are, and the way the mainstream, in every sense, whether it is, you know, your big cable shows, whether it's your standard television news, whether it is your TV programming, it is all for profit, and they are all only out for what, like, they are legally bound to make money in whatever way that they can, and you have a system built on that.
Yeah.
Well, they have a system. I don't. Where are you at, Joe? Like, because you're not. You're on
far middle.
Say again.
I'm in the far middle. That's my political standing.
Oh yeah, I meant where. Yeah, I wasn't sure where you were at in the world.
In the world, I am.
Yeah.
In Minnesota.
That's right. I knew you'd mention it. I've just the memory of a fucking fish. So.
You know, starfish don't have brains.
I heard that. Yeah. I was really young.
I was gonna say at the Clade.
One of my favorite things was picking up. What are they called? The sea cucumbers, because they're all squishy and shit.
Yeah.
Well, the right type of sea cucumber, anyway. You don't pick all of them up, but.
When I was up in Alaska, I was going to get certified for diving and go diving for them because you can make pretty good money on them at that time. And that was back in the 90s, though.
No, even still, you can actually you can do pretty good. But, you know, if you can set yourself up for it.
Yeah, it's work.
Yeah.
Fucking work.
I mean, but it's, you know, everyone's got to work. It's just you got to find work that you like. That's all it's about.
Yeah, if you're a really smart fisherman, you just catch them in the tide pools.
All right, let's get to where are we?
Yeah, we're
special gift for euphemisms.
Yeah,
soft
left has a special gift here.
To sugarcoat harsh realities, so as to make those harsh realities easier for us to swallow. But these soft words are insidious. Their sole purpose is.
That's kind of what you were saying right there. So he's actually being a little truthful there. The left kind of does that sugarcoating thing or whatever, right?
Yep.
Okay.
To deceive. Race discrimination in hiring and college admissions is refashioned as the much nicer sounding affirmative action. Who would ever oppose an affirmative action? Global warming, which can be measured and challenged.
Okay. Affirmative action.
Well, look, because I've met. This is the same thing I said before. But what is the actual term for it when you're using two? You're trying to compare two things that are not comparable. It is a type of fallacy, and I just don't remember what it is.
Contradiction.
Well, yeah, I know it's a contradiction, but I mean, there's some term for it that smarter people use.
Yeah, I can't even tell you what the fallacy would be on that.
Yeah, but I mean, because that's what, like, okay, like,
I don't even know what fallacy he's doing here, but he's here talking about semantics, how bad semantics are by the left using it, but he's using the exact tactics that he's talking about is what he's fucking yeah.
You may as well be the sort to be going, oh, look, it was the Democrats that were for racism back in the fucking whatever hundreds. And, you know, so the Democrats are the bad guys.
You know, you fucking left. Let's kill
what the
you might as well just say it. Yeah, you know you hate the left. Come on, let's go fucking fuck them over.
And look, you know what really confuddles the fuck out of me is over here in Australia, it's like, you know, you got the Liberal and Conservatives.
Yeah, yep.
We've got Liberal and Labor, and the Liberal are our Conservatives.
Labor is?
Labor is more liberal.
Oh yeah, Labor. That's like Democrat then. Labor unions are on the Democrat. But
yeah,
they just kind of changed
like more Democrat, I should say.
The Republican and Democrat parties changed. The conservative and liberal switched sides or whatever for a while, and I didn't even really know what the hell it's all corporate now anyway. Every freaking party is.
Well, exact, and there's so much truth to that because there are
now.
Yeah, there are one party. It's just one is paid more than the other. Like one is paid to win, one is paid to lose.
Oh, one hand's getting a shake, and the other guy's getting fucking greased his palm in the fucking backhand. You know.
Yep. Oh, I've already put it there. Fucking hell.
Don't worry. We'll keep you alive during our euthanization program. If you follow us, yeah.
So where are we? I've sort of lost the video.
Turn my camera off. We're right all on the opposite side of the globe from each other, apparently.
Sounding affirmative action. Who would ever oppose an affirmative action? Global warming, which
what's up, people?
Has morphed into climate change, which means
it never actually was global warming to begin with. That was kind of the media thing that did that, not the science.
Yeah, I was going to say that was the colloquial. It was going back to that thing before, where that's the term one, that was popularly termed it, but that wasn't the scientific.
This is what the right does all the time, well, especially climate deniers when they're denying climate. They take any little thing that they find and they just point the finger at you. Yeah. and they had to conflate. Somebody here doesn't understand that
conflating. I think that's what I was trying to think of before.
The thing is, people fall for this shit. That's what bothers me.
No, they do, and
they eat it up.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's essentially nothing because the climate is always changing. When Barack Obama became president,
see right there, just stop again. So it was. They went from fucking global warming to climate change, but the climate is always changing. And that's just trying to bat it off as it's no big deal. But it's like, no, you're missing the point that, yes, the climate always does the change up, down, up, down, up, down. But we've watched that go up, down, up, down, up, down. And when it goes up really high, it bucks everything up. And it only does that once every fucking hundreds of thousands of whatever years.
Yeah,
and we're pushing it closer.
Yeah.
Like we're making it one way or another. It might be 20,000 years away at the moment, but we're making it go quicker. Like we are pushing it beyond what is normal, so far beyond what is normal that we're like, okay, this is a real problem now. Like we're hitting things that shouldn't be happening until the next ice age, virtually.
Yep. Yeah, and what they say is like 6 years from now, we got a 66% chance of going over the tipping point where we can't turn back. So and that was 2 years ago. So we got 4 years. We got about 4 years left.
Back. We are, yeah. Wow. What is that now? Two years left then, because you've got 2 years of no hope, which means 2 years of going backwards, and then 2 years of best of luck.
Well, there's no denying that the global temperature has been increasing, and it's been going like the hockey stick. So he can't just skip over it like that and just no big deal, because that's what you've been doing, and that's why we're in this situation, motherfucker.
Suddenly transformed into the far less ominous and threatening overseas contingency operation. That's one way to try to end a war. Just rename it.
Yeah, okay, and then stop again. Fucking hell.
Who started the fucking
war? Well, yeah, there's that. And just the whole conflation again, like that. Well, most people with half a brain were not actually a huge fan of what Obama ended up doing in his entirety of his term. Yes, he had a few positives you could say about him. He did one or two things right, but for the rest of the time and for what he stood for in his terms were not in the interest of the people, and that is relatively well known. So trying to put that Obama is the blessed child of the left is no different to saying that Trump is the poster child of the right.
Yep. Yeah, and you have a better perspective of that, because I'm caught in the middle of that crap here in this country.
That's true.
You actually can look at it. What do you see that? What do you see the U.S. as with a political divide that we have? Is it even important over there? Or?
Well, yeah, it makes a very big difference to everybody internationally. America has, and it's since probably World War II had its fingers on the button of the world, like it, or like on our G spot, like it's always had us by the balls, and it's unfortunate because we've, as an international community with sound mind, it is like, you're at that peril of at any point it could go wrong, and they have that big of power, and that seems to be what everyone is fearing. However, at the same time, where it's at now, he's such a bumbling fucking fool that it's hard to believe that anyone would, he could try and make the strike happen, but for whatever the strike be, like, I suppose it'd have to be something serious, not just
I'd say so.
Whatever weird thing he decides to do, there is always that opportunity for somebody to be like, yeah, we're not really doing that. Like, we'll put out a media thing. I honestly
think someday we should actually get rid of the leader head figure like that. I think we'd be better off without having that, because that basically he's just a puppet and a scapegoat and somebody that you can point the finger at for while you your shit below.
There are legitimate reasons for having a leader, but it's not meant to be a leader of like be all and end all of everyone saying what the idea or the concept of it is. The democracy
one guy isn't going to save the world. We know that it takes a whole community to fucking make a community.
Yeah, but this is the thing. The whole idea of a democracy is you've got representatives from all different areas that are put into that position of representing their area, and those people convene in some sort of, whether it be a parliament or a, house of whatever the fucking hell, anything, that Senate, Congress, whatever they call it there, kind of thing. where they'll do their whole, we'll talk shit, work out our shit, we'll argue our shit, and we'll make up our laws and set it all into plans. And when there are issues that are beyond us, that's when we'll go, okay, it's like a final judge, but that final judge only only has power over that parliament or that Senate or whatever. They don't have, it's not like they're the be all and end all, and they have a final say in the entire nation. And that's where America sort of has a weird thing going on, where it's like you still need some form of person in power that it's just not the same power that you guys have got going on. Like they need a lot more restriction, and it's not, because it's like a democracy can't be a dictatorship, and you guys are trying to do both,
Hey, don't point the finger at me, man. I'm not trying to do that shit.
No, I mean, I do a poll like that. That's like you guys, like the political system there at the moment, and for a while, that was the concept. Is you can what's the saying? Make a cake and eat it too, or some shit. Like if there's a whole concept, and I know that works in both ways. There's the different ways that you can take that, where it's also the whole American dream concept, but there is that also in the political system, where it is, the whole concept of a president there, and in most places, is more like a dictatorship than should be for a democracy, because a democracy should encompass the entirety of people and not have a single person that can overturn it. And I know you've got the 70-something% or whatever it is that can come together and go, no, all right, we can overturn the president's word here. But that's also a hard thing to happen, as you guys probably know.
The hierarchy's in place, so it's hard to break
exactly.
that. And
exactly. That's why it's not meant to come down to that final person's say. Because that way you still have that debate. It takes longer. It's not something that, and that's the problem is that you guys have hugely long actual election seasons. Like that thing takes almost 2 years or something nowadays. Like when your main elections come around, they come around hard. Whereas a lot of other places, they have it done and dusted really quick. Like they have laws against all the advertisements, and all the corporate sponsorships and all the, funding that from private peoples, and all of that stuff doesn't happen. It's just a simple, clean cut, government funded through taxes election. Everyone just goes in, and it's not even person based, so to speak. It's party based or policy based. So you go like, this is the party that presents the policy I like. Whoever is in charge of that party, it doesn't matter. It's just, I'm going for that. And party there is different to what it is here. Because here, party has to be by policy. Like they don't have the choice of saying, this is what I am at campaign time, and then later I'm changing my mind. Because if you do that, the people can just literally go, okay, you're out. And we've done that in the last couple, 10 or so years. We've kicked out so many fucking prime ministers. It's not funny.
Yeah, you know what? It's all coming down to, after money got into politics here in the U.S., that's when it went really fucking downhill.
Oh, and the speech, the level of the rights that corporations have got, the rights that money has as speech. There are so many like little bits and pieces that came together over the decades that finally, made it all happen.
Well, Jimmy Carter, back when he was running for president, it only cost, I don't know, I think he said $100,000 was what his campaign cost.
Yeah.
What is it now? It gotta be in the billions, trillions, probably.
It'd be well up there with the campaign funding that goes on over there, and a lot of it is because of the media, because they obviously take a lot in the international advertisements and all the sponsorships that go on, and
I think we better go on with the video because I'm getting the willies looking at that where I froze him at.
That's a good point. I've been trying not to look actually.
All right, let's go on with the video.
Yeah.
There's a new euphemism every week. In the make-believe world of leftist language, young criminals have become justice-involved youth. Mandates and taxes are individual shared responsibility payments. Government spending becomes an investment. Wanting to keep more of your hard-earned money becomes greed. Taking more of someone else's
you just twisted the words there again.
What? Yeah, no, God.
Wanting to take your money. I mean, that's adding the semantics to it. What the fuck? How can he even sit there and talk like that? Is he? Wow. How can people not see that? That is so blatantly obvious. What do you think?
I can't help but agree. There's a level of naivety and lack of education that comes with people that would, that have to come with people that would just take that at face value.
Yeah. All right. Let's go on.
Opposing a Democrat in the White House is obstruction. Opposing a Republican in the White House, resistance. In the name of diversity, the left enforces intellectual conformity. It censors opposing views in the name of tolerance, and it labels all non-left views hate speech.
But it's not it's not like just censoring opposing views. Excuse me.
Let's not forget they're generalizing here too, painting anybody they're not saying where that line is where somebody's actually on the left. They're just saying left. So that means if all of a sudden I say anything to the left of the center, you're hate speech or you're one of them. That's the problem that I see.
Yep, absolutely. Because that's where I suppose that's where you're pointing before you can be in the middle and you're not even relating to one or the other. And yet you're labeled as one or the other.
Yeah, it could be on a certain topic or whatever that they have a confirmation bias that's a left thing, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like you might agree with them on a million other things, but then there's one topic that's suddenly like, oh, well, I believe this. And they're like, oh, that's not right, and blah, blah, blah. And that's all of a sudden the be all and end all.
So far, I will say this is pure fucking propaganda. That's all this really is so far.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Battle over pronouns. Whether to call a man who thinks he's a woman, he or she.
This bit fucking pissed me the fuck off, but whatever.
No, he's hitting all the topics to try and trigger too, isn't he?
Yeah.
What a snowflake.
I mean, like how and this is a good point too. You make that he's trying to go for all the different triggering topics that are stereotypical, and the point of that is that it only takes one thing for any individual, and so that it triggers a bunch of different people and gets all that attention.
I can't see somebody from the middle agreeing with him though.
The issue is that he's
not trying to go for the middle. He's trying to go for the people that are on.
No, he's going for the right.
He's trying to throw red meat out there or whatever. That's what he's trying to do.
He's not, he's not going for the middle necessarily, but he can be like there are parts of it that are trying to sound.
He's probably
appropriate and mild for the middle.
The phenomenon with Trump is that he pushed moderates to the right, is what he did. That's one thing about Trump that he did, and that's and he's using that kind of rhetoric, like Trump. That kind of rhetoric is what he's doing.
He pushed them both in both directions. Like
yeah,
they both sort of separate. Like that's the biggest issue I see.
Very few people in this country. All right, let's go on here. Let's see what he has got here.
Yeah.
From gender confusion, and we should have compassion for those who do.
Very few people suffer from gender confusion. Is that a fact?
No.
What does he mean by few, though? He's not really defining it, is he?
What the implication is that there are a lot of people who temporarily pretend to be trans or play being of the opposite sex, the implication being that it's for some nefarious reason, or that it's some child that's going to, you know, do some life-changing things because their parent puts them in some situation which, you know, that they're not ready for. But a lot of that is a load of shit. It is literally just shit to stir people up against and create hate against people who are in the LBGT community.
Yeah. You know, I think I'm gonna do more of these fucking reaction videos like this. This is pretty fucking fun.
That one pisses me off. So
left's cultural agenda is about blurring, even denying, the natural distinctions between men and women. Sometimes
there's no fucking denying that, man. That's the look. If you go on the real extreme left, there are wankers that think that there is absolutely no difference between a man and a woman, and they're like, oh, but there are biological differences, and they just literally deny it. They deny it, and they're retarded because that's not fucking the case.
Yeah.
You know, there are, but if there were no biological fucking differences, if you were going through any form of transition, you wouldn't need anything to adjust your biology.
No, yeah, I don't. You covered it. I think you covered that one pretty well. Let's go on to the next one.
Sometimes it's just an adjective that can change or even negate the entire meaning of the word it describes. Take social justice. Justice means getting what you deserve without favor. Social justice means getting what you
without favor.
Oh, is that?
Just don't like his wording.
You said faith in there, right? Or am I already
no, favor. Because he's going from favor to being favored.
Okay.
So one is without favor and one is being favored. That's not.
Yeah.
That's not right.
No. That's I mean, no. It's because we should be treated the same.
That's the idea.
In fact, the conservative mindset is they believe that they should be favored.
Be treated justly, to be treated in an not the exact same, but in a equal manner to our circumstance, to whatever happened, to what we are and who we are. It's just. It is appropriate for us and appropriate for what has happened. And so to apply justice is to apply those standards to what, you know, as a consequence or as a reprisal to what has happened. And so you can't say that somebody is being favored and somebody you know, like it's not about who is being favored and who isn't. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Go to law school. That's what I would tell him.
Here's one we hear a lot these days. My truth. Truth is reality regardless of any individual's feelings or perceptions. My truth is how I perceive things regardless of how they really are. And how about same-sex marriage? Let's not get into the politics. Let's just look at the language. Throughout history,
you're already in the politics. What the fuck? Yeah, how can you not be? You're up to your fucking nose in politics. Wow.
Oh god.
No, that was the most false thing that he said in the entire thing.
Well, at least he'll got a laugh. At least that was good.
Culture. Marriage has been the union of husbands, men, and wives, women. Same-sex marriage is the union of men with men or women with women, but it is most certainly not the union of husbands and wives.
How is that not politics?
Yeah, I know. Like, where did we just go with this?
Once the definition of marriage changed, the debate changed.
Wait, I thought, hang 10. I thought it was the gay folks that got the gay agenda. So is this guy one of the gay folks with the gay agenda that the Americans keep talking about? So it's the right. It's the right that has the gay agenda. Is that correct? I'm pretty sure that's fucking correct, isn't it? Because it's the right that has a problem with the gays. I'm pretty sure that nobody else got no issue.
Marriage equality. It was suddenly an act of bigotry to limit marriage to husbands and wives. All this manipulation of language has paid off because whoever...
What was that?
No, I just can't even.
I know.
Controls the words, controls the culture. Don't believe me? Just try using plain language instead of the left.
Nobody's on track. First of all,
be careful.
How is Merry Christmas just like not like? How is that not an acceptable thing still though? Like,
how are we trying to take over the culture? How is the left? I should say the left. How is the left trying to take over the culture? I mean, they're just using the play on the
this
far
is the thing. They're projection artists.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a total
The idea is that we're the snowflakes, but when you look at it, they're the snowflakes because they're offended, not by, we don't say, you can't say Merry Christmas. It's they get offended when we say back, Happy Holidays. They get offended then. See, and this is the
Happy Holidays. Let's turn it around on them. Why can't I say fucking Happy Holidays?
Exactly though, and this is the projection that they put upon is like they're trying to say that we're the ones that are objecting to Merry Christmas.
Yeah, put the blame on us, blaming everybody else.
To accept.
That's exactly
what all we're saying is you have to accept that other people won't say Happy Holidays. They will say Merry Christmas or the Happy Kwanzaa or whatever the fuck it might be.
Yeah.
And that's the acceptance. Whereas they're trying to go, you're not accepting of Merry Christmas. Like, no, we've been accepting of Merry Christmas for forever, and we still are. And,
I have a
theory.
theory.
Want to be Christmas? We love Merry. We love it still.
I have a theory though. It's the Keebler elves are trying to fucking take over and ruin Christmas for Santa. That's what the whole conspiracy is.
Wait, so it's not the Grinch?
The Keebler elves.
Because I'm a former J-Dub. We never actually had Christmas. So who are the Keebler elves?
Keebler elves, they're actually for the cookies or whatever, Keebler cookies.
I don't even know what any of that is.
It used to be a commercial on when I was a kid or whatever, the Keebler elves.
Oh, it's like a commercial. Okay, fair call.
Yeah. They had, like fudge stripe cookies and stuff like that or whatever way back when.
That sounds good. I could do with a cookie.
It does sound good, doesn't it?
All right.
Merry Christmas. Hey, Merry Christmas, man. Oh, well, shit, you can't say Christmas then when you're as a JW then, I suppose. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, as a JW, you wouldn't say it back. No.
You wouldn't say Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
What would
you just say, oh, Happy Holidays.
Okay.
But that's the thing. It was like, it's not about being offensive to Merry Christmas. It's just we don't do Christmas.
I just come up to him and I go, I'm going to swallow your soul. I'm going to swallow your soul. They go running. Oh, and Merry Christmas.
I will eat your soul. I'm too sick to do it really good. But
your home and your reputation.
For what?
The culture war is largely a war in the world. No one understands this better than the left.
Come on.
They are the masters of words.
Sorry about that.
Realities. Who would ever oppose an affirmative action?
We were way at the end there, weren't we?
Measured and challenged.
Yeah, we were close.
Marriage. That is, once the definition of marriage changed, the debate changed. It became about marriage.
Come on.
Equality. It was suddenly an act of bigotry to limit marriage to...
Oh, what happened? Shoot. Oh, no. Yeah, you're back.
Oh, I know I did.
But be careful. Use the wrong words, and you might lose your job, your home, and
yeah.
The culture war is largely a war of words. Right now, the left is winning. You can see the consequences.
We are? Hold up. What? Hold up. When the fuck was this come out? When did this come out? This had to come out when Obama was out. Hey.
What's in a word?
Come on, stop.
I'm Micheal
Professionals.
University.
That was the end of it anyway.
Thank you for watching this video.
Very cool.
To help keep Prager U videos free, please consider making.
Okay, what were you saying there? Let me get look.
I can't remember.
Let's look at the transcript.
How do I get a transcript of this shit? Because
yeah, open this up right here. Can you see what I'm doing there?
Yeah, I can, in YouTube.
Can you see that?
Fuck! Wait, I can't. I can't do that though, because. Oh, are you just getting that transcript? No, okay. Yeah, never mind. Okay. I thought you were talking about transcript of this like alcohol, because I know you can do that, and I was like, oh shit! If you're doing that, tell me how to do that.
Yeah, well, it helps if you're gonna make a response video or somebody, because then you can have all your stuff written out or whatever.
Yeah, I reckon. Fuck, hey. But I didn't know about that in YouTube either, so that was really helpful.
Let's not get into politics. That's way back there. Use the wrong word. Okay, here it was. Just by using plain language instead of the left's. How many times that? We should count how many times left is in there. In fact, I'm going to do that.
Left is winning. That was a bit that fucking annoyed me. Because it's like, if it was, it's 2018, so fuck off.
27 times he used the word left in there.
Yeah, that's a lot. Isn't there a 27 club? Isn't that when celebrities die?
27? Yeah.
Isn't that?
Yeah. Yeah, Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, it's a conspiracy.
Morrison.
Yeah, no, but look, there's a copyright 2018 at the bottom there, I just noticed. So it's like definitely in Trump era. So the left is winning. I'm sorry, that is incorrect.
This is just a couple days ago.
No, there you go.
It was April
fucking 30th. Bullshit then. Like, what the hell? Like, what planet are they living on?
It was a month ago, wasn't it?
Yeah,
April, not May.
Yeah, it is. Oh, shit wheel. Yeah, true that. Time goes fast these days. It's not fair.
Then you gotta look at the comments here. Political correctness is used to silence those who speak the truth.
Isn't it just actually being more like, because you know the conflation of political correctness with the Nazis, yeah?
Yeah.
You've heard that? Because that was who really created the idea of political correctness.
Yeah, well, actually,
they use that to
Sigmund Freud's son started the propaganda thing or whatever. That's kind of who started propaganda like that.
I suppose, yeah. That goes further back, definitely.
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember what he called it though. What do you call it? I think it is propaganda. He called it propaganda. Well, anyway.
Yeah, no, absolutely is. Yeah.
I think
I just started bleeding from my nose, so I'm like, fuck.
I just have to say, people in the middle. If you're gonna fall for that, I don't know. I don't know. People with a rational mind aren't gonna fall for that crap. Unless you hate, unless you just absolutely hate people on that.
There's a problem there in that thinking. The rational thought isn't a consensus.
Yeah.
There isn't a class that teaches everybody how to do critical thinking.
No.
And there are so many decent people who are hardworking, good-hearted people who are misguided and who are led astray by teachings and life experiences that are just not to be based upon as a whole, you know, and they're used as stereotypes and they're understood as fact to these people when they're not. And this is propagated by, you know, it is because it is so well understood, it is used to the advantage of people in power. Basically.
It's so a blatantly obvious thing. Is what's so funny about it. I mean, how could you not? Yeah. One thing I think is people don't pay enough attention to them Prager U videos. If you're out there and you see Prager, make some responses to them. People, you have to. There's just so many of them out there that nobody even pays attention. They just pay attention to the ones that they just talk about religion on there, and then the rest of them get left. But there's a whole propaganda freaking machine working out of that place. It's huge.
Well, I got to say, this is the first time I've really sat through a proper video and like gone through it. So it was good fun, actually. It was really
I don't mind that at all. It's a good way to vent, I think.
Yeah, I think I did a bit of that.
I know. Let's shut this down and let people decide what they think of it.